Okay, so welcome back to Cars of Sweden Live, and today we're going to do a little bit of a different video. No cars today, but car material. And anybody that's been watching the channel for any amount of time knows that I've got two BMWs. Now, one is my Z4, which is in the garage right now, tucked away for the winter time. And I also have a everyday car, which is an E90 BMW 3 Series. Now, every time I have a problem with one of these cars, I always try and solve the problem myself, if possible. Recently, one of my Keyfob batteries have gone flat in the E90. That's this key here, right? Now, if you're not familiar with this key, if you look at the back side there, there's no sort of access to the battery anywhere, and it's kind of like plastic welded all the way around here as well. So normally what you would have to do is go to BMW and say my battery's gone dead, and then they'll give you a bill for, if you're in England, about £250, or Sweden around 3,000 crowns for getting a new key and getting it programmed to work with your car. Now, my car is pretty old, and I have no intentions of paying that kind of money. But as always, there can be fixes to these sort of situations. So I've done a bit of research, and I found that you can get a replacement fob, which is this one here. As you can see, they look identical. Now, the difference between this one and this one is the one I bought has a shell that opens up, but as you can see, there's nothing in there right now. Okay, and also when I bought this, I'm going to try and leave a link to the eBay shop where I got this from. You get a little battery as well. Now, that's the rechargeable battery that goes inside there. Now, the problem is I am going to attempt to open this up, and inside you'll find a circuit board with a battery which is soldered onto the board. I'm going to try to open this up without damaging the circuit board, solder off the old battery, solder on the new one, and then put it in the new casing. And then if I ever did have a problem again, I could just open this up because this just clicks shut. Alright, so that will solve the problem forever. Now, so obviously we've got to get into this key somehow, so we're going to attempt to do that using a Stanley knife. Now, obviously the Stanley knife has a blade, a really long blade on it there. You don't want to cut too deep into here because I know that the circuit board is just by the side there, so you don't want to really cut into that board, otherwise you'll be going to BMW. Yeah? Alright, so Stanley knife is, if you're going to attempt this at home, Stanley knife is what you're going to need. And also you're going to need a soldering iron. Now, I bought this cheap one for everybody in Sweden. You'll know where I got it from, Biltema. Alright, now I have no soldering skills or anything, yeah, but I'll let you into a secret. I've already done this once. I've done it with my other key when that went out about a year and a half ago. So I know it's possible because I've already done it. I also got this little gadget here. Now, what this does is it's got like a magnifying glass here, and it's got a couple of clips here. You don't need this, but I just felt, you know, it's always, when you're soldering, it's always good to have free hands. Now, you know, I don't know anyone that's got free hands, so this where this little thing here comes in handy, and it just steadies it all up, and then you've got a little magnifying glass so you can really see what you're doing. Yeah, so this is not necessary, but if you go to Biltema, you can get like a kit with a soldering iron and this in there, and it doesn't cost a lot of money either. So that's what I'm going to be using today. So first things first, let's get started and let's slowly cut our way in there. One thing I have to mention as well, these keys come with a, like I said, an actual key. Obviously you take that out, and that is going to fit directly into the new one as well. See, it locks in as well, so we know that fits already. Right, so we'll take that aside, and then we'll start the long process of and a slow process. You want to take your time with this, of cutting into this plastic weld, and see if we can open this up. Okay, well, let's go. Right, when you get to a certain stage, I always try and get to this bit here first, yeah, before I start sort of prying it open a little bit, just to see where you are, because this is time. It takes you know, a bit of time to get to this stage, because you really need to be careful. And now I've loosened up most of the top bit here. I can see that it's a bit tight around here, and yeah, so it's mainly here. And if I look at this side, let's see if I can pry it a little bit. Yeah, I can see. Wait, I can see that it's, yeah, it's tight down the bottom here now. So I've got to really concentrate on this bit here, all the way around to there, and I think I've got it. All right, so let's continue with that. And also, be very careful, yeah, because I cut myself, and it wasn't with that. It was actually with this. So yeah, take your time and do it really nice and slow, yeah? Okay, so let's continue with that then. Right, so all in all, that took me about 5 minutes to cut around there. But like I said, you just want to do it nice and slowly. So when we open this up, this is what we see. And here's the circuit board just sitting there loosely. So we'll take real good care of that. We'll put it aside. Let's get some... Yeah, we'll put that aside. If you can see the back side there. Oh, there's the camera. There he is. You can see the battery there. That's a dead battery on that circuit board. Now, if we look on the other side there, we can see that the battery is soldered in here and here. So we've got to get rid of that solder. You know, I was thinking just heat that up, loosen it up a bit, get it off, and then we'll stick the new one on. And then we should be good to go. Alright, so yeah, let's put that aside for now. Let me show you the old casing. As you can see there, it's yeah, it's like plastic welded there. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to cut through it all, but all the bits you need now are gonna be taken over by the new casing, which we got here. We get everything in shot, so so we don't need that anymore. And like I said, I've done this already on my other key, and everything seems to work perfectly with that key. So yeah, here I am with the second one, just to do exactly the same thing. Now, I'm gonna give this a little bit of a clean up. We don't need this anymore, so this is going in a bin, and then we'll start soldering all that stuff. Okay, right, so I've changed the angle a little bit. So now what I'm gonna attempt to do is desolder the battery from the circuit board. So with this, you've got to be pretty careful, yeah. I've got some solder here that I'm going to use after I get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to heat up the solder. Try not to move it around too much. So I'm just going to lay it on there, and then I'm just going to try and pry down one side of the battery while it's hot. So let's see if I can do that. So we just leave that on there, and then right, so we'll get that in there first. Now we'll try and heat it up. Yeah, and you can see now half of the battery has dropped down right out of the socket there. So now I'll just do the same thing with this side here. And hopefully we can get that to drop all the way down. I still think it's hanging in there. Yeah? So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to take a quick look, just to make sure. Oh, there you go. Oh, and the battery's out. Right, so that's the old battery out. Now that battery's been on the car since new. So the car is, well, how old is it? I think 2006. So it's 15 years old, right? So that battery has lasted for 15 years. That's the original OEM battery. Now, I imagine this battery, I mean, they say these batteries are better. I don't know. as long as it works, it works. That's all I'm interested in. So before I do that, I'm actually going to take the circuit board off and just have a look around it, just to make sure that these two polars meet in the right place. So that one will go like that, and I guess that one will go like that. So what I'll do is I'll stretch that one out a little bit, just to make sure that they go in the right place. So if you don't have a soldering iron, it's worth investing in these little kits, because you get these little things here as well, like this for instance. And what this does is you kind of put it over the wet solder, push the button, and it kind of sucks it up and gets it out of the way. So I'm going to give that a try now. So I'm going to heat up the solder again. Let's make sure I'm in shot. Get this ready, and then kind of just suck it away. Right, now I can see straight through there, so that's good. We'll do the other side now. Just get rid of this. Got to be really careful there. Yeah, and that's near enough gone. So I'll put the soldering iron back there, and now we should be able to push this battery all the way through. It should go like that. Right, and there you have it. So if you can see here, both legs go right through there. So all I've got to do now is put a bit of solder there, put a bit of solder there, and we should be good to go. Right, so let's hold that in place. I could actually hold it on the battery, and then it's not going to move at all. Let's see if I can make that happen. Right, that looks like a bit of hold. So now let's get a little bit of solder, and we just drop it over the legs, and then it's just a case of putting everything back together. Right, so typically my camera ran out of battery, so I was talking away and it shut off. So, but basically I looked back quickly and I see that, yeah, I just soldered the battery back onto the circuit board. Then I put the circuit board back into the new casing, pushed it together, it kind of clicks shut, and there we have it. And then we take the old key that came out the other battery, other key fob, that clicks in as well. So it feels exactly as the old one did. But now we have a new casing, new battery on a new circuit board. The only thing left to do now is to take it downstairs to the car and see if it's working. And if it does, then we've saved ourselves about... English pounds, we probably saved ourselves about £230, and krona, Swedish krona, yeah, around 2,600 crowns, just by doing this simple upgrade, or fix, we call it. It's not really an upgrade. It looks exactly the same as it did before. But alright, so let's go downstairs and test it on the car, and let's see if we have success. Right, so here is the moment of truth. I have my new key here, alright. As you can see, it's all done and buttoned up nicely, but this one is not plastic weld. Right, will it open the car? Yep, it will. Right, so that's the first stage checked. Now, right, now the reason I knew my battery was dead on my key fob was because you get a warning sign coming up on the dash there when you put it in. It's like, I'll put a picture of it now of what it used to look like. So, but it's in there now. Will it start the car? no problems. All right, let's turn that down. So, and let's check to see if that warning battery low sign's coming back. Nope, no warning signs. So overall, it's an absolute success. So the link to where I bought my key fob, I'm going to put it in the description of the video, so you guys can go there on eBay and buy exactly what I buy, because I can guarantee that this one works. You know, I'm not sure about all the others you might see on eBay, but I can say 100% if you buy it from the link that I'm going to leave in the description, it will work. And like I said, don't forget to take out the key from your original fob, and it fits in there and it locks as well. As you can see, that's not coming out anytime soon. But as of now, everything is running a-okay. So we saved ourselves a nice chunk of change there by doing this little sideways update. But anyway, thanks for checking out the show. If you did like what you see today, don't forget to like and subscribe, notification bell as well, because we know we do everything with automotive stuff on the channel, whether it's cars for sale, auction cars, or fixing cars, or little tricks. So yeah, till next time, take care and we'll see you soon.